Thursday, April 23rd, the best day of the week, and it's time to get ready for the draft tonight. I am so unbelievably fired up, I can't put it into words. I know it sounds stupid to everybody watching this right now, but this affects so much. So many positivity levels for the coming years, Sunday afternoons, how you feel on that Sunday night, vacation plans, what Dolphin trips does a guy take. This is huge tonight. 3 picks. Please, Dolphins, don't trade any of those picks. Take your 5, take your 18, and take your 26. Make the best pick you can. Time to set up.
Well, first of all, at one point during this, you said you were signing.
Here we go. A few minutes later, it's looking like Dolphin Central here.
So he wrote it. Technically,
Tua. Got boss logos ready to go, RK. Got to pull those out just in the nick of time, but it's going to be on the big screen, on the little screen, on laptop. Let the good times roll. Dolphins 2020.
Say, hey, we wasted a high, or we used a high pick for a guy that you knew darn well had a medical history.
Number 1 story, no doubt about it. Tua. I want Tua. That's all I want tonight.
Most teams think they can.
And a couple other big players.
So I think most teams will pass Tua. I'm sure there are a few that have concerns, but there is a definite risk if you draft him.
When I was in college, there was a very popular commercial that began with a daytime TV star that would say, "I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV." When you're in an organization, you don't want the TV doctors talking about it like you and me. You want to know what your medical personnel has said, and will they jump on a table and flat out declare one way or the other. To me, unless that doctor has said there's no chance, I don't want him around at all, I am not passing on Tua Tagovailoa. To me, it's a bigger risk to let him go rather than to take him at that stage. This kid has everything you're looking for as he is. I'm going to take my chances with that. The other part, I don't think he gets enough credit for his return after injury. 2 years in a row, he had the ankle surgery. He came back to play college football.
So fired up tonight, I can't put it into words. I love tonight.
Drew Brees, of course, Tua's college with Jalen Hurts, Jake Fromm. Curiously, there's no Jordan Love, who's getting some love, perhaps, going in the first round.
Perfect. Pineapple, Italian sausage. MD, Miami Dolphins, Mountain Dew.
The other one, the Jacksonville Jaguars have had conversations with the Lions about going from 9 to 3. And if it's Jacksonville, a little under the radar need here, could potentially be.
You're a little worried about the lack of a barbershop. You look good. And Tua Tagovailoa is representing the 50th state. There you see his family. How fast will his name be off the board? And will the legend of Tua grow? And, of course, Chase Young.
This may look like separation, but it's actually solidarity. It's sacrifice and service to the greater good. It's a sign that through isolation, we are fighting as one. And there's no better reason than that. We're not red and gold or white and blue. We're one football family. Sharing our hope with all of you.
Love it.
That the voice of Peyton Manning talking about hope. That, of course, is Las Vegas, Nevada, where the draft was supposed to be held. But things have changed dramatically, and we have changed with it. The draft, in all its glory, is still coming to you tonight, just from a different location and in a different way. And with that, we welcome you in to the 2020 NFL Draft, presented by Lowe's. It is our privilege and delight to once again be with you here tonight. And we understand the world that we know has changed and may be changing for the foreseeable future, but we are still here to be a part of what is one of the great communal sports experiences of all time.
Of our insiders here on CBS Sports HQ. Jonathan, I want to start with you on this one. What are you hearing about the choice?
Like millions of fans, team personnel, and prospects, I join you from my home for the first virtual NFL draft. This is different for us, and it's different for you, because it has to be. Our thoughts have been elsewhere lately. We have been thinking of those fighting bravely on the front lines, and those whose lives have been profoundly changed by this unprecedented crisis. We hope the draft will provide a break from everyday challenges. Let us dream of better days and help others. The Draft-a-thon will raise awareness and much-needed funding for those who need it most. For those able to help, we encourage you to visit NFL.com/relief to join the... Thank you. To perform the national anthem, we welcome from his home, with help from his daughter Georgia, Grammy and Emmy Award winner and New Orleans Saints fan, Harry Connick Jr.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we have.
Doing the draft this way is a new experience for all of us, but some things remain the same. First, the hugs. Sharing that special moment with a player when he is selected is a big highlight for me. My body won't miss those great big bear hugs, but I sure will.
Whew, Christian.
Instead, we'll find other ways to have fun virtually. Second, I will miss the interaction I have with our fans over these 3 days. It's a draft tradition and one that I genuinely enjoy. Let's hear from you right now. Oh, come on, guys. You can do better than that. Let's go. Oh, Strahan, come on, let's go. Come on, you guys can do better than that. All right, keep it coming. Yes, I can hear you from my basement, so keep it coming. Lastly, the best part of the draft is that it restores hope and generates optimism, because every team gets better through the draft. So good luck to every team, and let's get it started. It's now my honor to announce that the first ever virtual NFL draft is officially open. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock.
Commissioner, thanks very much. We told you we have some booze for you. In their selection, let us go to the commissioner.
Okay, here we go. With the first pick in the 2020 draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
And there you see Joe with mom and dad, and you have to wonder what's going through his mind right now. Remember, when he entered the transfer...
Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State.
Okay, the heart is starting to pound a little bit. Here we go. Here we go. Jeff
Okudah, defensive back, Ohio State.
3 for 3. Oh, man.
And there you see the reaction.
They don't have to worry about New England anymore.
Starting here.
Dolphins are on the clock at 7:52 p.m.
Fourth pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Andrew Thomas, tackle,
Oh, wow.
Georgia.
Not a surprise that it's an offensive lineman, but perhaps somewhat of a surprise that it's this offensive lineman.
Crazy. Alex just texted Dolphins are taking Tua, not capping either.
What's really
Speaking it into existence.
is that not only did he play high school football,
Here we go.
but as you can see, he was what we call a percussionist at Pace Academy, which is a fancy way. And of course, as we see Joe Judge talking about
Here we
what
go.
they've done there, let's talk about Miami.
Yes.
Because they have had their issues since Dan Marino. And you look at all the things that have gone on. Other notable players they've traded in the last 14 months.
Here we go.
Tonga Vailoa comes off the board.
Here he
And
goes.
to his family, getting set to hopefully hear their name. Let's
The
go
phone
back
just
to Kurt
rang.
Warner from the NFL Network and our Hall of Famer. Kurt,
The phone gonna ring?
We know about the health issues. The Dolphins once passed on Drew Brees with health issues. What do you think of Tua?
Oh, man.
Shoulder. They went with the safer pick in Dante
The pick is in.
And let's just say we all know how that worked out.
Oh,
Drew Brees is still going strong.
It's coming.
Records for the Saints. As an
It's
organization,
going crazy right now on the phone.
There's a medical issue. How do you weigh the medical
Here we
versus
go.
the talent?
It's all about managing risk, right? It's all about future performance projection.
Do it.
Once the future performance projection
Tua. Wanna Tua.
Is he going to be on the football field? And I think when you're picking, you're a bit cautious as far as saying, hey, look, we don't even know if he's going to make it to a second
Marino,
contract.
Tanny.
We don't know if he's going
Tua.
to do that. But maybe in that first contract, he just sets the world on.
Let's go back to Mel.
Look
Mel,
at that kid.
Listen, we've been through this, and we know we're in a
The
weird
Mac
situation
man.
here. The
I like
you
it,
can't
Mac.
Get your hands on these guys. If this was a normal run-up to the draft, would this be as much of an issue as it is right now?
Probably not, Trey. And I think you look at it, if he wouldn't be there at 5 if it weren't for the injury, they would have had to trade up to get him. But the offensive tackle is interesting. And then you circle back and get a quarterback at 18 if you pass on Tua and Herbert. This is a
Flores is talking to
We've been
somebody.
Talking about it seems like for 2 months every day.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be interesting.
Mel.
So, again, the Dolphins have the capital to do what happens.
Here we go.
With the 5th pick in the 2020
Here we go,
NFL
Alex.
Draft, the Miami Dolphins
Mark
select
Brady, RK.
Tua Tagovailoa,
Woo! Yeah!
Alabama.
Woo!
For the first
Hey!
time since Kellen Moore, who is now the Cowboys offensive coordinator, threw a pass, we're going to have a left-hander who's going to throw a pass in the NFL, provided, of course, that Tua is healthy and ready to go when the season starts. But it's not just about the fractured hip and the dislocated hip. As you can see, Tua has dealt with a lot of injuries over his quad,
Oh, baby!
index finger,
Woo!
viral surgeries on
It happened, baby.
and then, of course,
Alex Cantine, here we go.
play against Mississippi.
All that smoke screen stuff.
And the fracture of the hip that sent Tua's
Whoa.
status into doubt. But I guess the medicals came back as clean.
So happy right now.
They were going to be. Kurt Warner.
Wow, April 23rd.
That he sent out to all the teams. Kurt, I guess the Dolphins liked what they saw.
Well, no question about it. It's interesting, Trey, that when he suffers this injury, a lot of people going into the draft.
Yes.
Well, he's going to have a redshirt year anyways. Even if
Yep.
we draft him, we're going to sit him for a year.
I'm so happy. I am so happy right now.
Well, maybe not.
I just should shut up. I can't even say any words. This is total elation, baby. Way to go. Get him.
Of his feet.
Good job, Miami Dolphins.
To buy time in the pocket.
Man.
I think we all loved what we saw in that video. But now, it's still a bit
Fired up right here for this team right here.
Will they give him a year to get healthy?
Not a time to be leaving the building right now, but that's what's going on.
Stay away from trouble. That tremendous feel for
Turn on the lights.
progression, so anticipatory of an injury.
Alex Cantine says, best day of my life.
They take him. Now they got to think they got
Freddie Meyer chipping in. Oh, baby. Super Bowl, here we come. This is the future.
Interesting when you look at this division now. Tom Brady no longer there. It is wide open.
Oh,
Bills got their quarterback with Josh
I like
Allen.
it.
The Jets have their quarterback in Sam Darnold, and now the Miami Dolphins have their young quarterback to build the rest of their roster around. There's a lot of talk about them potentially taking a tackle here, but you don't move on from an all-pro tackle and all-pro safety. So
That's our guy.
Woo!
NFL draft,
Oh, can't calm down. Take Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Good for the Chargers. Good for the Chargers. Woo!
And there you
Go
see
get
the
him, Justin.
reaction in Eugene. One thing you won't
You've
have
been
to worry
doubted,
about
too.
when you're talking
Then
about
I wear the Vikings.
Oh, you got all 3 teams? Oh, you do. That is so super cool. You better be taking a lot of pictures. Now, is Sammy a Viking fan tonight? You know what? I think Sammy likes...
He's wearing a Dolphin shirt.
I think Sammy likes the Vikings. He's wearing a Dolphin shirt, and he's a big fan of chocolate cake. Aren't you, Sammy?
But I'm here. I want to show you something.
Okay. I'm here.
We have solid football.
Oh, super cool on draft night. Oh, baby. How many have you eaten? 4?
No, we just have one.
Okay, limit of 1 because there's more draft tomorrow, buddy.
What?
There's more draft tomorrow and the next day, too.
Are you
Hey, Sammy. What are you doing tonight?
Tomorrow night.
Sammy, look what I found. The Cleveland Browns, the pick is in. Yeah, it's in right now. Who are those brownies going to take? Hey, Sammy, who are the Browns going to take? You think someday they'll say in the Washington Redskins? Oh, I know that team. I love that team, Sammy. I love that team. This is awesome.
Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa. Yes! 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 We didn't have to trade anything. We literally could have done that 5 minutes ago. What the heck is going on? We've already up.
Omar Kelly's tweet. The Dolphins selected Alabama quarterback Tua with the 5th pick. 922. 922. I got Jedrick Willis picked in the mock draft at number 18 with Champ and MK. I'm 1 out of 1 in Dolphin picks tonight. Thank you. Dolphin just got on the clock here.
Coach Saban, I'd like to thank, the Alabama coaching staff that has helped me get to this point. And then I'd also like to thank Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, Coach Flores for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, that's our guy.
And believing in me and taking a chance on me.
Tua, congratulations. We can't wait to watch the next chapter.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And Brian Flores and Chris Greer. Brian's got the kids in there helping out. They're celebrating. The one thing about Tua is probably going to need to change jersey numbers. I don't think he's getting that 13.
Yeah, I think Dan Marino. There's somebody else that used to wear that number. If you're the Miami Dolphins, so you've got your in the first round, but there's a trade here now.
Well, this was the trade. Well, this is how the trade came about that they got this pick. Remember when the Dolphins had Minka Fitzpatrick, also from Alabama? They traded into the Steelers and they wound up with.
So what do you need if you're the Dolphins then? Let's
see. Big lineman.
Last year, the worst defense in the NFL. You had the fewest sacks last season. And on offense, you had the worst rushing offense and gave up the most sacks. So I think if you're Miami right now, you can just basically close your eyes and point at who's ever left available. And I think that's basically an upgrade.
The Dolphins' second pick in the first round is in. Here's the commissioner.
We got good news for Tua here. We got good news for Tua.
Lineman.
With the 18th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Austin Jackson, tackle, USC.
Can't say I know him. Find
Austin
out.
Jackson, a first-team All-Pac-12 tackle. He played every snap at left tackle for the Trojans for the last 2 seasons. Much more than football. It speaks to his character. Here's Tom Rinaldi.
One of the great stories of this draft. Reese, any player who
Flow guy.
to reach the NFL understands the power of bonding with others and the nature of sacrificing for a team. But Austin Jackson's understanding is much deeper through a bond he has with his sister Autumn, who has a life-threatening condition, and through the sacrifice he's made to help her.
My sister Autumn Jackson, she was diagnosed with diamond black fan, which is a rare type of anemia blood disorder. So basically, her body doesn't make enough blood for herself. Her condition was getting worse as she got older. They needed a donor who matched on 12 different blood tests, and through the grace of God, I was able to be a match, and I chose to be a donor.
All right, ready?
See you soon. It was called a bone marrow transplant, and in order for it to take place, she has to undergo chemotherapy. It's very painful.
I
I'm starting to plan for the future, even though I have no idea what's going to happen next, but it's just so fun to know that I can do it one day.
Being here right now especially just reminds me how grateful I need to be to have an opportunity like this to chase my dream. Because, Autumn, she's never really had that opportunity in her life yet. So it makes me eternally grateful.
Austin underwent that transplant last July and returned to football practice less than a month later, something his doctors had never seen. As for Autumn, Austin says she's making a full recovery and showing no symptoms. She has the world in front of her right now, Austin said. The same is true for him, a brother and sister Reese, facing a bright future together.
Tom, when Austin was 5 years old, a relative overheard him telling Autumn that he was going to buy a house that both of them could live in. And now that moment is here as Austin Jackson is picked by the Miami Dolphins. Kirk, we saw him just improve as he got healthier and healthier over the course of the season for USC last year.
If you kind of take a broader view at this, think about what the Miami Dolphins have done with these two picks and taking advantage of having 3 in the first round. I mean, you're getting great character. You're getting great people, not just very talented players that are going to check a lot of boxes for their positions. So if you're a Miami Dolphins fan, you should be ecstatic with what the GM and the head coach and their brain trust are doing, because they're looking, I think, at a much broader scope here and realizing that they can change this franchise by bringing in guys to help David change really the culture of what Miami's been going through in the last few years.
So tanking for Tua worked. They talked about that a year ago.
Did not tank.
Players and really
they won 5.
Now you're starting to see it. You got your starting left tackle that you're going to need for the future if you're going to start building this thing out and having success that you really, really wanted. So, yeah, the Dolphins, and by the way, they ain't done yet. They still have another first-round pick and more ammunition to help this franchise moving forward.
So the Dolphins just take Austin Jackson. The Las Vegas Raiders are about to make their second pick of the first round. Earlier tonight, they took Henry Ruggs, a speedy Autumn, to try to help her recover from a life-threatening condition. Tom Rinaldi is with those two now. Tom?
Reese, thank you very much. What a pleasure to be joined by Austin and Autumn on such a big night for the family. Autumn, we want to begin with you. What was your reaction when you found out, when your brother told you that he was going to be your donor?
I was really excited and happy. I didn't doubt that he wouldn't do it for me, but it was a relief to know that he would.
Austin, we saw so much emotion in that room. You heard what your sister said beside you. How has she motivated you and helped make tonight possible?
She's motivated me in ways I can't even imagine. Just to go through this process together, with what we did for her health and just football and putting it together for the both of us has just been great. And I'm glad we have each other.
Autumn, for everybody.
In the 2020
1 pick before the Dolphins.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Not Swift.
Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver.
Okay.
Arizona State.
All right. I like it. Fernando says the Dolphins go with Swift here, but I know McKinney's on the board too. Dobbins possibly could be here at 10:14, 10:15 o'clock.
Are back on the clock. They have
Yes.
made a couple of picks as you have a look at some of the guys who are still out there, including Xavier McKinney of Alabama. The Dolphins,
What a great night.
took their quarterback of the future and Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes.
And after Tua had his moment with Roger Goodell with the 18th pick, they got a guy to protect him. Austin Jackson out of Southern California also going to the Dolphins. And the Dolphins, who have more picks than anyone in this NFL draft, 14 picks, will make their third first-round pick of the night, 26th overall when you come back to our coverage.
And it's 2021 in Cleveland, 2023 in Arrowhead. They had an empty year, and that will be Las Vegas.
Going back to Vegas, the draft. Cool. 1 minute left.
Help us make a difference now. Huddle up for COVID-19 relief efforts and join players.
Jeez, who's it going to be?
Around the country
McKinney? Safety Alabama? How do you go wrong there?
For those significantly
Antoine Winfield, I liked him as a gopher.
Mel's best available.
4.6 340 at the combine may have hurt him a bit in prioritizing safety. Take a look at corners. A.J. Terrell, not the player McKinney
just
is.
traded it
a
up.
Football player, but he goes because
Traded.
he's a cover corner. You think about a guy
Traded
like,
down.
Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, what they meant to
Wow.
Seattle secondary. Safeties are important. Xavier McKinney's a great player. Jordan Love, we knew who's going to take
Packers
the quarterback once they start falling. Maybe Green
Okay.
Bay, Wilson, I think another year where they're like
10:49 and they're on the clock. Another character guy. I gotta predict Swift, I guess, at this point. He's number 1 on Kuiper's board. Best available, best running back. Though I did predict Dobbins in the mock draft.
Tagovailoa's night came to an early conclusion as Miami decided the hip was good. They took him at 5th, but of course that's just one of 3 picks that they had. If you have a quarterback, you want to make sure you protect him. And they went with the All-Pac-12 selection, Austin Jackson, with the 18th overall pick out of USC. There was some trading back and forth, but now we're back on the Miami Dolphins. As you look at Tua and Austin Jackson, both going in the first round already, but they have another pick. Lows, Mel, we see a lot of defensive backs.
Jeez, look at that.
Yeah, the safeties, Trey, not the corners. The safeties will last a little longer, but these are good football players. McKinney and Winfield are outstanding.
Talent.
Running backs. I would think when I say in the first round list, they're great.
I'm guessing Swift, but
late first round guys. Jonathan
go with Alabama again.
Very close to Swift and Dobbins. In fact, I think he could go maybe to Kansas City.
Yeah, and those players turned out to be pretty good, by the way.
Pick is in here.
Right, for more on this, let's go back to ESPN Insider Extraordinaire Adam Schefter. Adam, what are you hearing about what Miami might be thinking?
Well, Trey, here's the interesting part right now. We're at the point of the draft where you could finally see a running back sneak into the back portion of the first round. Essentially, no guarantees it happens. But we got Miami up at 30, Kansas City up at 32, and you have the top running backs all on the board still. DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, all out there at this point in time, waiting to be running back talent on the board without a single running back.
Looks pretty quiet. The Swift residence.
No, absolutely. And let's not forget Jonathan Taylor, one of the most productive running backs rushing yards in a season. How successful was Dobbins at Ohio State? The only player that ran for more yards? Archie Griffin.
Wonder what's going on there.
In 1974 and 75. So what do we think Miami is doing? As Brian Flores, Chris Greer are working the board one more time. Let's go to Daniel Jeremiah here.
Side of the ball. I thought maybe trying to find another pass rusher, whether that's inside or on the perimeter. Yetur Gross-Matos.
Can't go wrong with McKinney.
A ton of production. You also have Ross Blacklock, who can give you some interior pass rush. So if they want to go along the defensive line, there's a couple good options there. But I'm with the guys in terms of, I'm curious to see, do we see a running back come off the board? Because DeAndre Swift he sticks out like a sore thumb as my best available player.
Yeah, listen, especially with the way the running back position has sort of evolved. I believe the pick is in here for Brian Flores. Listen, Brian, I get it. Coffee, caffeine, it's important right now. We understand. Chris Greer, the general manager, also.
Good job, boys. That's my headquarters right there.
I believe that the pick has finally been handed into the commissioner. So we're going to find out after taking Tua Tagovailoa, 5th overall, then taking Austin Jackson, 18th overall, where the Miami Dolphins go.
Okay, here we go.
With the 30th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Noah Igbenogany, defensive back, Auburn.
Wow.
Okay, somewhat of a surprise here because remember, they paid Byron Jones and Xavier Howard all that money to be the top 2 paid corners in
Wow, I must have really liked this guy. All right.
Out of Auburn. Now, let me tell you something. If you want to talk about good stock, both of Noah Igbenogany's parents are Olympians. His father, Festus, ran track at Mississippi State.
Wow. Will I be able to spell his name?
The 96 Olympics. Field in Miami.
Yeah, you make a strong argument. I did. He's the 3rd best quarterback in this draft. He's a former wide receiver turned corner, so he's still a little raw. But the kid's got a lot of talent. He's a phenomenal kick returner. You get those XFL rules, but you get the kick return game back in. He can be a huge weapon, but he's got recovery speed, improving cover skills. You think about a guy seldom press cover. He did a good job in terms of showing physicality, made some nice balls, plays on the ball underneath. You can do a better job at times, locating the ball on the deeper routes. He was a little inconsistent there. Instincts people were critical of, DJ. I thought He showed decent instincts for a kid who was a former wide receiver with limited experience. One of the most competitive players, if not the most competitive player on that team, and a very hard worker. That coaching staff was a big fan of Igbenogany.
I like those points.
Yeah, that shows up, Mel, the toughness, the physicality, the wanting to get involved in the run game. He's going to play inside, in my opinion, with the Miami Dolphins. They'll put him at the nickel. You have Xavier Howard on one side. You'll have Byron Jones on the other. He can work in the slot. He does a nice job of finding the football, but you quickly realize why he's a former wide receiver. He's got 18 pass breakups over his career and only 1 interception. That's the problem. He just can't catch. But he's always in position. He can find and knock the ball away.
He seemed pretty happy.
I can tell you the reason that Brian Flores loves this guy because of the amount of man-to-man they play in Miami. One of the top 5 teams in the National Football League as far as the amount of man coverage they play.
The Minnesota Vikings select
1 pick after.
Jeff Gladney, defensive back, TCU.
All right, Lewis, tell a little bit us about Jeff Gladney, the cornerback out of TCU. He's been dealing with some kind of like in that same mode. Short, built to the ground.
Wow. MK, champ, you got this done. You talk about a lot of work tonight. They did all this. It's just unbelievable. Every player spelled correctly, position, college. Wow. I'll figure out the points tomorrow.
I want to take a moment to express my gratitude for joining us this evening. Thus far, the NFL family has raised more than $85 million, including millions still being raised for COVID-19 relief efforts during the draft-a-thon. And we've only just begun. So keep the donations coming, and you can keep the booze coming too. Please be sure to join us back here on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the NFL Network tomorrow night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for being with us.
Great night. He's been up a long time, Kamish. Good job.
Second and third rounds coming up on Friday night, and just as they were to start this draft, the Bengals will be on the clock first. Tonight for Joe Burrow, the Heisman Trophy winner, national champion, #1 overall pick in the draft, going to Cincinnati.
11:18 p.m.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow night for rounds 2 and 3. This is an iconic night on the American sports calendar.
The first ever virtual NFL draft.
11:42. It is a little bit sprinkly. I'm tired. Go Fins.
Tua Tagovailoa, and so their #1 priority right now is to handle him the right way, to make sure that they don't ask him to do something in September, October that he's not ready to do, and then it's on Tua to prove the Miami Dolphins were right with their selection. But was this the right choice? This is a no-brainer. The Miami Dolphins have championship hope now because they've got one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever come through college football.
Really quick, Laura, because you've been saying all along that his camp has been telling everybody he'll be ready to play when the season begins, yes?
Yeah, and here's the thing about that. The doctors who have continued to examine Tua are the ones that have said that he would be healthy to begin the season. They have said that this is a hip after the surgery that is actually just as strong and looks exactly the same as the other hip that was not injured. And so that's really remarkable if you think about what's gone on there. The prognosis has been excellent for the future. We'll have to wait and see if it actually ends up being excellent. But that is how it looks right now. Scenario, as Dan just said, be cautious with him, but I do believe he will be ready to play, which is the best case scenario. You can have him doing a lot in practice. You can bring him into games. There's a lot you can still do with him there, even if you don't start him in games.
Marcus, why were you shaking your head?
Okay, it's Friday morning. It's gorgeous outside. I just got to say this before I head out. I am ecstatic about the pick of Tua, Austin Jackson, and the guy whose name I can't pronounce, the corner secondary. I'll figure it out. High character guys, hard workers. I got it made. I absolutely got it made. I'm so happy for my nephew Alex and all the great Dolphin fans who have suffered for so long. This gives hope, especially in this time. I can't wait for round 2. Looks like the Dolphins are going to have a couple awesome running backs available. Maybe get another lineman, who knows, a linebacker. I'm just so happy for this team. Great job, Coach Flo, Chris Greer. And then you start thinking about what happened in the season ender last year. And it's all coming together. Fins up.